Here it is, folks. It's time for Joke of the Week. Are you ready for it? Let's hear it. Are you ready? Because I certainly am. This is from Patty Miller in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, the universe. What is the last thing that happens to a Tickle Me Elmo doll before it leaves the factory? Don't know? They give him 2 test tickles. It's better than having one. Get out of here. How you doing? I'm Ben Guy, and welcome to Comedy at Club 54. Very nice, very nice. You guys ready for some great comedy tonight on Comedy Club 54 or what? Okay, well, we've got some. Imagine that. Welcome to the program. Your first act this evening. This is his first time on television. He's one of the fastest rising stars in the United States, and he recently appeared at Dangerfields in New York City. Please welcome the extremely hard name to say of Mr. Hood Kamakami. Give him a nice hand.
Thank you very much. As Ben told you, my name is Hood. Anyway, let's begin. A little bit about myself. I'm originally from Iran. Thank you. I feel the warmth. Thank you very much. Not a single person applauded. Okay. I don't mind if I really am from Iran. If we're going to be that kind of an audience, I'd like to start off this evening by doing something in the name of Allah. I am so glad you guys are laughing at this. No, I'm serious. Not all crowds go for this kind of humor. I'll give you an example of a crowd that just hated me. I did this exact same joke 4 weeks ago in Israel. And, whew, talk about tension, man. I cleared out the entire plane. I'm back. I'm back on the right continent, let's put it that way. And I'm telling you, I hate flying. Let's just put it that way. I flew on a really cheap carrier lately, and I can't mention it because of legal problems, but they rhyme with Malujet. I fell for this deal. They're going to have this deal again. This is my public service announcement to you people. They're going to have this deal. The deal was $99 for every city in the United States. They weren't kidding. We stopped in every friggin' city in the United States. I drove back. I used my sister's car. I drove back. Atlanta, Georgia. Let me just say this before I even begin. Everyone speeds through Atlanta, Georgia, all right? I got pulled over for speeding. I was clocked at like 93 miles an hour. My name on my license is spelled phonetically, and it's pronounced Hood Qaye Maqami. That's how you pronounce my last name. Thanks. But with a southern drawl, it sounded like the state trooper pronounced it. Foreigner. Well, I guess I could see that, sure. If the queue was silent or something. So Cooter is standing outside my window, right? He has a flashlight, and he's shining it right in my eyes. He actually had the balls to say this to me. He goes, son, no one, and I mean no one, speeds through Atlanta. And I'm like, General Sherman did. So I'm in jail, right? And, yeah, they're still sore about the Civil War thing. It's, not good. I have rules of dating. Let me just tell you about this, because on the drive back, I visited my grandmom, and she sets me up on these horrendous blind dates all the time, because she's my grandmom. Let me go over my rules of dating. Rule number 1 is that I don't date American women, because American women complain way too much. They're always like, let me out of the trunk, untie me. And that's, Rule number 2 is that I don't date beautiful women, because beautiful women won't date me, actually. Rule number 3 is that the woman I'm dating has to have always been a woman. Now, I'm not going to go into that third story, but let me tell you a story about the first 2. Because it happened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On the drive back, my mom, all right, she set me up on this blind date with this Middle Eastern woman. Let's talk ugly, all right? Before I do this, I'm going to talk about an ugly Middle Eastern woman. This in no way implies that all Middle Eastern women are ugly. In fact, are there any Middle Eastern women here tonight? No. Nobody, okay. Let's talk ugly. I was dating this chick from Syria. That was her name. Her last name was... And, her friends called her... Nah. Let's get on with the show, people. How many people, by applause, know what mime is? Mime? Applaud for me if you do. I'm actually not going to do any mime because mime is stupid. Instead, by applause, how many people know what ventriloquism is? Ventriloquism? Sure. Surely this can't be as stupid as mime. Yasser. This little guy's name is Yasser, and this is Middle Eastern ventriloquism, let me just warn you, because Middle Eastern ventriloquism is a little bit different than American ventriloquism, so you gotta give it a chance. Here we go. Okay. I'm doing wonders for my race, don't you think? Here we go. Go ahead, Yasser. Go. By the way, my lips aren't moving under this. Go ahead, Yasser. Abdul al-Malach Mamase Mamasa Mamakusa. By the way, does this ruin the illusion, the thumb? He just has a really big tongue. Anyway, now Yasser, you can't, I don't know what you said, but you can't speak Arabic. You gotta speak English. These fine folk, they all speak English. You gotta do that. They're from North America. They're from the West. Americans? I don't really know what happened there. You're in particularly good humor. I just got your wife wet, man. What do you... Hey, I beat you to it. No, anyway. No, stop that. Thank you very much. You guys have been great. Where's Dan?
Oh, put it together, huh? For Hood Kamakami. What a comic. Nicely done. Go change that channel. Be right back after this brief message. If you like comedy at Club 54 on TV, you'll love it live. For free tickets or to submit your joke of the week, call 1-800-7-CLUB-54 or drop us a line at this address. Welcome back to comedy at Club 54. Hey, people, how about another hand for Hood Kamakami, huh? He's so good, he's got 2 last names. All right, moving right along. Your next act has appeared on A&E, HBO, and she recently was on with Diane Sawyer on Primetime Live. She's very controversial, one of my favorite comedians in the world, and about to be one of yours. Please welcome the amazing Marcy Coyote Rose.
How are you? They're trying in the United States. They want to toughen the crime laws, and they need to. And there's a prison rights advocate group. I don't know if you have them up here, but there are a group of people who believe prisoners are entitled to more rights. They don't like to be in prison. Prison is hard. Oh, who knew? Every time I see them, they're working out in the gym with big smiles on their faces. Who knew? So they want prisoners, and what they want for prisoners, taxpayers will have to pay for. And they want them to have 3 square meals a day, a complete college education, full medical benefits, and conjugal visits, which is sex. Can you believe this? And I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know, I've never hurt anyone on this planet, but quite frankly, if I can get 3 good meals a day and a snack, a college education, health insurance, and late on the weekends, I'm gonna kill somebody right now. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that well in my life, and I know it, you know. And I don't believe prisoners deserve any rights at all. I'm sorry, you don't like prison? Don't commit crimes. Some of us don't. And I personally believe they should be rolling in pig 24 hours a day. And sorry. And I don't believe a prison is overcrowded till you cannot actually close the door. That's pretty much it. There's room for one more. Back up, back up. You're not going to get a pudding cup. So, now, I don't want you to think that I have a prejudiced view against judicial systems, but I do. You know why I do? I'm a victim of one. I am a convicted felon. I know you're shocked, we may see it, but here it is. In the state of New York, where I'm from, I am a convicted felon, and here is my crime. I stole a phone booth. Look at your faces. A phone booth? Where the hell did you find one? But the Lord was with me that night. Anyhow, here it is. What I'm going to tell you is a true story. It's a God's honest true story. I was at my mother's house one afternoon, and I was on the phone, and she walks in and she goes, if you're on the phone 5 more minutes, I'll put a payphone downstairs. Nah. And my mother's a nag, and she needed to learn a lesson. So that night we went out, we had a couple of drinks, we thought, you know what? Let's get her one. It'll piss her off and shut her up. Here's how we did it. We should be employed by a science company. We were brilliant. My stepfather had a pickup truck with a pulley thing on the back. I don't know what they call it. I think it's a winch. It's a hook. And what you do is you put the hook on something, you press a button in the truck, and it whips it out of the ground. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen. You always get a parking space. Anyhow. What we do is we took a chain, we put it on the hook, and we tied the other end of the chain through the top of the phone booth. I got in the truck and I pressed the button. We thought we'd knock it over and have a few laughs. Instead, when I pressed the button, it came up out of the ground and flew over this way. And we were so shocked, instead of dumping it and running away, we took off down Broadway in New York with a phone booth bouncing behind the pickup truck. Now, the cops in New York City tend to notice phone booths going by at 40 miles an hour. They don't notice crack dealers and children, so maybe if we'd have asked a crack dealer to get in the phone booth, we might have got away with it, but who can think in the heat of a moment? So, 3 blocks up from where we boosted it, a cop pulls me over and he goes, license registration? And I'm like, oh, was I speeding? It's my motto, look cute, play dumb. Anyhow, here's the deal. So, okay, so, sometimes I just kill myself. Anyhow, I was arrested, needless to say, and I was charged with a federal felony. In the United States, a federal felony is a crime against the entire country, okay? So it's like me, Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, we're a rockin' group. So, here was the federal felony. Here was my crime against the United States. The coin box. The change box. Apparently you can have the phone, you're just supposed to leave the money on the curb. Well, tell someone. I was sentenced to 6 months for stealing a phone booth. And I kid you not, it's a true story. 6 months for a prank. The trial after me, a man brutally and viciously raped a woman in a parking lot later, and he almost killed her. And he went home free. And I sat in the court thinking, oh man, maybe if I'd have just the phone. You know, I could have got away with it because it was, the phone booth was on the corner by itself asking for it. So, I don't see a problem. Sometimes I find crime to be extremely funny. In Brooklyn, New York, a man killed his best friend. He stabbed him to death with a fork. I know it sounds goofy, but it's great. They gave him life in prison. Personally, I just set him free. You know why? If you let somebody kill you with a fork, you're a mook and you deserve to die. I'm a beer-drinking, chain-smoking fat woman and I could run from a fork. I couldn't take you seriously. I'd be in the corner going, oh, come on, Joey. You're gonna do me with a fork? Here, take a blender, make it mass murder. If somebody goes to kill you with a fork, here's how you react. Ouch, ouch, cut it out. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you want to see the true brilliance of Americans, go to Los Angeles, California. We absolutely shine out there. We are so intelligent. And, well, you know what it is? I'm really beginning to go... don't misunderstand me. I am not unpatriotic. I totally love my country. I just hate, A, the who live in it, and B, the who run it. But other than that... I love my country, and sometimes things we do as Americans frightens me. I don't know if you know how rich our country is. Sometimes, we cut out welfare in the United States because we don't care about the poor or the sick. But we have money for things like, let me give you an example. We now have something called nudicles, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what they are fake dog. Oh, you'll love this. This is the best, okay? Apparently, if you have your dog neutered and you feel bad you've done this heinous deed to him, what they do is you can buy these nudicles and they replace him, the testicles. It's the best. You take Fluffy in, they knock him out, they open the sack, they pop out the real ones, they pop in these two plastic, and Fluffy apparently never knows the difference, unless, he licks himself a little hard and knocks himself out. So, if you're gonna do this incidentally, and you got a little dog, get him the Great Big Great Dane nudicles, because... He may drag, but you'll be proud to walk him in the park, and, And we have absolutely no health insurance for our citizens at all. I mean, I had an accident about 6 weeks ago. I whacked into my finger right here with a meat cleaver. Not on purpose. My mother jumped out of the way, and, hey, she nags me and shows me 3 weeks allowance. Enough is enough, okay? So... No, I'll tell you the truth. It's a stupid story. I was buttering a bagel with a meat cleaver because, I live on the edge, baby. And I whack into my finger at the knuckle with a meat cleaver really, really badly. I go to the hospital, and the doctor in the emergency room asked me if I cut myself by accident. And I'm like, accident? What do you think the alternative is? Do you think this is a botched suicide attempt? Do you think I'm in my house with a meat cleaver going, I don't want to live? I'm sitting there going, see you next week when I hang myself with thread. Thanks for playing. Oh, it gets way better. It's even better than this. He tells me that I've cut my finger severely and I may lose my finger. It's that bad, but I shouldn't worry. If I do lose my finger, they'll replace it with a toe. And I'm going, a toe? What are you gonna replace my toe with? My nipples? Leave my toes alone. It's certainly better to walk upright than it is to point. I'm gonna break the complete rules of the province you live in, Ontario, and I'm gonna light up the smoke, because if you wanna stop what's happening to smokers, this is what you need to do. Break the rules, okay? How many people here smoke cigarettes? Clap. Okay. Now, I smoke because I like it, and if it bothers you, don't breathe. You Canadians were my smoking heroes, and then you let me down. You let me down. Here's what happened. About a few years back, I forget how many now, your government came up with a funky tax, the STP, XKY, GST. Is that it, GST? And they raised the pack of cigarettes to $7,000 a pack. And you people snapped. You totally snapped. You were robbing convenience stores for 1 pack of cigarettes. You were in there going, I want a pack of Exporte. That's it. No, not the menthol. Not. Put him in the bag. Put him in the bag. Sorry. So, you fought your government. You said, no way we're doing this. We're not doing this. We'll smuggle them. We'll steal them. We don't care. And they dropped the price back down to the regular price for a pack of cigarettes. And I applaud you. You're courageous. And then it dawned on me why you fought your own government. Because you have nationalized health care up here, okay? And your attitude was, hey, I'm paying for a pair of lungs. I'm getting it. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun to be with you tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Keep it going for the incredible Marcy Coyote Rose. Like I had to tell you. Nicely done. Hang on, we'll be right back after this message. It's the TV show without cameras. Ben Guyatt and Comedy at Club 54 are now on the road. For booking information, just call 905-662-6761. Welcome back to Comedy at Club 54. Did you guys have an all right time tonight? Huh? Good? Just checking. Unfortunately, we're all out of time, but I want you to meet the comics once more. So how about another hand for the amazing Hood Komakami? Give him a nice one. Wait for it, here she comes, Marcy Coyote Rose. That's it for this week, but I'll see you next time for the best stand-up comedy. You all know where it is, Comedy at Club 54. Thank you. You've been a wonderful crowd. Don't forget, we share the planet with the animals. Treat them with respect. Good night, Mama. If you like Comedy at Club 54 on TV, you'll love it live. For free tickets, just call 1-800-7-CLUB-54.